Welcome back to another exciting episode of Game Week 39. My name is Katichoroshan Matiza. I'm your host, and as usual, I'm never alone. I'm with my co-host here, Mario. Welcome back, bro.
What's happening, Game Week 39 world? Never riding solo.
Never.
We are back with another one. You know what it is,
You know what it is.
Serious as a heart attack this week. Chelsea lost out of the FA Cup. Liverpool lost out of the FA Cup.
My guy, we both sitting in the same.
We're never in the FA Cup, so at least maybe there's. But we are back. Game week starting soon. Friday, early kickoff.
Game week 25 is here.
Yes, my friend. Let's give the people what they came for.
You know what it is. All the analysis that you guys are going to need going into Game week 25. And as I said, we have a jam-packed show for you guys that's coming. Some good headlines, my friend. Notting responding from that 5-0 with a 7. Who would have thought? Chris Wood shining like a diamond. And then Everton, 3 wins back-to-back. That's crazy. 3 wins back-to-back. 2 of them with a clean sheet, by the way. We're going to talk more about that. Southampton, they would get their second win of the season. I'm sure they are becoming a bit more optimistic. And then we see Arsenal gunning down Manchester City. But yeah, we'll talk a lot about that. Mario, maybe let's start with Notting. 7-0, Brighton. Who would have seen that one coming? Yeah. With no response.
Nah.
I think this is the highest.
That was pretty hectic.
That is the highest scoring of the season so far.
I'd say maybe the highest scoring one-sided game.
It is yes, correct. One-sided with a margin of 7-0. I think if we look at a 4-3, we could have had a 4-3. We could have had probably a 5-4.
There's not been a 4-4 this season.
They probably could have been a 4-4.
I know Chelsea had 2 of them last season.
Was it not this season?
No, it was last season.
Okay.
With Spurs, they had 4-4 with Spurs. No, we beat Spurs 4-3 as well.
Yes, so there's been that, but this is the biggest margin of the season.
Oh, margin. But
correct.
Of course,
correct.
7. I don't remember any team in the Premier League. Losing 7. I think the last biggest score I remember was Liverpool? Manchester United 8-2.
No. Yes, there was a Manchester United
against
8-2.
Arsenal.
And was there no Liverpool 8 something also against Bournemouth?
Oh, and there was once Leicester City 9-0 against Southampton.
Yes, there was also that.
Oh,
yes, a long season. Nah?
I remember that because it hurt me so bad because I wanted to transfer in Vardy and Maddison and captain. No, I had Vardy. I wanted to captain Vardy and bring in Maddison.
Yeah.
And I forgot to change my team. Well before the podcast. Of course, it would never happen if the podcast was around. But I
Back
forgot.
in the day.
And I was punished for it.
Yeah.
I mean, James was scoring 60 points just from that game. Just from having 3 players in that game. I think Jamie Vardy scored 3 or 4 goals. Maddison had a goal and like 4 assists, something ridiculous like that. It's crazy. Hey, Southampton's being the worst team in football. But anyway, back to Bournemouth. It's
Notting 7.
Oh, yes.
Chris Wood,
hat-trick. Elang, hat-trick of assists.
Elanga also coming.
Hat-trick of assists. Gibbs White continues its good form with the
defense keeping a clean sheet.
Defense as well, goal and assist.
It was a good game week, yeah.
Overall, for anyone who owned Nottingham Forest.
Correct.
Yeah, and I've been sleeping on Chris Wood. He's punished me so many times.
Too much this game week.
And now it's like joint second, I think.
This game week,
on the goal scorers, you can just check there for me this season. But I think he has 19 or 18 goals.
Yeah.
Which would put him second or third. Tied with Haaland. Salah is obviously number 1 with 21 goals. But yeah, impressive. Chris Wood has been in the form of his life. It's that Jamie Vardy season. I doubt he'll see it again. He's a good player, a good striker, but I mean, this is not happening again. But it just goes to show that Premier League has been open.
Yeah.
From last season, Aston Villa, Newcastle were able to do this. This season, it's Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Bournemouth also punching in above it.
There was Aston Villa from 2 seasons ago, and they've still been consistently coming up now.
They've fallen off a little bit now since they're not really in the top 6 places.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Premier League is open. The dynasties are dead, and bet on Nottingham Forest. They have horrible fixtures coming up, by the way. If I remember correctly.
I think we can jump on the fixtures, but we have a lot of fixtures to run through. Bournemouth 0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, to be expected.
Salah scoring and returning for us who have captained him so far. We're sitting on 32 points. It's a brace. And he still has a game to go. Um,
And he's probably going to score another brace.
we were talking about Moteo right now. He's sitting at the top of our mini league and he's
Thanks to
triple
triple
captain.
captain.
And he's triple captain. I'm sure he's just busy licking his lips right now. Can't wait for the
He's
Merseyside derby.
licking his lamb chops. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen that meme
Yeah.
of a leopard sitting on a tree and then with a springbok. That's Mateo looking with tonight's game, with tomorrow night's game, right? Wednesday night. Tomorrow's night's game, the Springbok is Liverpool versus Everton, and he's the leopard and he's licking his
You're
chops.
cooking, Mateo. You're chowing, rather. Let's say you're chowing.
Yeah,
You're already chowing.
Hey, the man is deep within.
Yeah,
But yeah, I expected a result like that. Bournemouth is good, but they're not that good. I mean, they're not gonna beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
Even if they're at home. They're riding high from that victory against Nottingham Forest.
Correct, 5-0.
5-0.
Yeah.
Hence I didn't bring Dango in. It's Dango, right?
It is Otara.
Hey?
Otara Dango.
Sorry,
Not Quattro.
sorry, my nigga. We
Not Quattro.
massacred your
Yeah,
name. I mean,
we butchered it
we
last week.
absolutely butchered it. Took it to the butchery, put it on
okay.
a meat grinder, but
Okay.
sorry about that.
But I see you have Konate for Liverpool, so you're also cooking right there.
Yeah, no, I took a -4 for him. The only reason I'll take a -4 for a defender is if they have 2 fixtures, which would be a double game week.
So you get to
Where-
get your
so
return
that
on
at
investment.
least there's a chance I can return 12 and get 8 points for my -4.
And how did Munoz end up in your bench? He's sitting with
Yo,
11
my
points.
brother.
I'm sure that was
That
gutting.
gut wrenching. I mean, I had a little bit of faith in the production crew and Manchester United. Never trust United again. But yeah, hey, Manchester United guys, hey, it does Manchester United
Yeah,
thing.
we'll get to United. We'll get to United.
But yeah, Muniz returned.
Yeah.
He's been good. Attacking threat, of course, always.
Hundreds.
But yeah, Salah continues to show why he's probably gonna end as the player of the season.
Hundreds.
This season.
Possibly
with
top
Portugal.
scorer now.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I don't see Man City bouncing back. They look like
They look tired.
they look like they just got lost to Arsenal and they look like ass in that game. Excuse my French, but I mean they looked absolutely horrible. Like
Let's talk about Everton. 4-0 against Leicester City. David Moyes has been cooking. You know, he's been doing the things
is that the go down app?
go down app.
He's been
Get
to put a go down app here.
Should get it and put it here. But yeah, man, your thoughts. I don't know if you have jumped onto Everton assets yet, but I for one have been starting to look that way to see if maybe there's something to catch on, or maybe are they coming to an end of a run? Are managers starting to figure them out? Your thoughts on the fixture and also going forward?
I didn't catch that game.
Yeah. But generally the Everton performance, like how have you been finding it? I mean, 3 back to back, as you said.
4-0 Beto. Yeah. I bought in India for that game.
You did.
Since Calvert-Lewin is injured, not on penalties. I don't see Calvert-Lewin getting his place back easily. They win Beto, it's also playing like that. But then they go and they lose in the FA Cup. Kind of disheartening.
Was it not a second team that got fielded?
Possibly, but then I mean, why field a second team in your FA Cup fixture when you're gonna go donate points to Liverpool on Wednesday? It's not like you really have a chance in that game.
You never know. The Merseyside derby.
No, it's not Soweto derby. But
India gets you 8 points. He still has a game to play. 8
points. He has a game to play. They could score. I'm hoping that if Everton do score, it's India. And then if they don't, I get the clean sheet.
He sounds like an FPL manager who has a defender and an attack of the opposition team.
I've hedged my bets on that one. But yeah, Everton.
Yeah.
They played well.
Yeah.
4-0. It's a good result for them at Goodison Park. And they are getting a late goal for me. They're better coming out of nowhere, to be honest. Doucouré, I don't know if this is a sign that he's coming back in form, but I think I've always been impressed by him.
Yeah.
Big physical player, gets forward.
I think he's been the most consistent player regardless of the managers that come and go. Ipswich, they lose at home to Southampton, a struggling Southampton, the worst team in the Premier League this season.
The worst team in football, according
How did
to
that happen? How did that happen? And they had a great FA Cup fixture, right? I think they thrashed some, I don't know, second, third tier
some
team.
poor innocent
Yeah. And
that didn't deserve it.
And Southampton. What do you think is happening? There are players trying to look for contracts now as we're going to the end of the season.
No, they don't have those big names. I
They
mean,
don't
it's not like it's an established Premier League club that's going down.
Yeah.
We're talking about Southampton.
Yeah.
They just came up.
They just came up.
So they're going down with the same players they came up with.
Yeah.
And those players will try and get promotion again next season. So, yeah, but then it's a good win. I wouldn't invest in an asset there, probably not. Do I think they're going to get relegated? Probably. So, yeah, it's good for the morale. Yeah, you don't want to go down without giving a fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they can drag another small, like a Wolves down instead.
Yeah.
If they fight, if Ipswich slaps up, I thought they would be the one that might grab the spot and stay, or Leicester. But if they fight, maybe Southampton can leave fog. I doubt it. My money's on Leicester or Ipswich to stay up, and maybe if one of the teams stay up, and maybe a Wolves go down.
Yeah.
But I doubt. I think the three that came up are going down as well, going down again.
All right. I want us to move on to Newcastle. They lost 2-1 to Fulham at home. I think we are quite invested as managers. I saw that some managers are also starting to ship out the likes of Isak.
The fixtures get really dicey for Newcastle.
Gordon is sitting at first position as one of the most transferred out players. Isak sits at fourth. Lewis Hall, he's third. That's almost all three assets that most managers have.
I don't want to lie to you. They have probably the worst fixtures coming up of any team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, why wouldn't a manager want to go and jump on a Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah.
I mean, not a Calvert-Lewin, sorry. Ollie Watkins.
Correct, with the double game week in 25.
You see, exactly. Or those who don't have Chris Wood already. But, yeah, it's just Southampton. After 26, they also have bad fixtures because they play Newcastle and Arsenal. But, yeah, Newcastle, Man City, Nottingham Forest.
It's time to divest. It's time
Liverpool.
to let go.
I mean...
It's time to move on. Although, Mario, I want to bring this up, and this is something that I've said before, right?
Yeah.
Alexander Isak is fixture proof. For me, he's been one of the most impressive players.
And I agree with you.
And I feel like as much as managers are shipping out all the other assets, yes, but I would exercise caution when it comes to Alexander Isak. He has proved it throughout the whole season. Even when he has a triangle, this man is capable of starting in the 11 and scoring against a team like Liverpool, which we saw, I think, in game week 9 or 8, if I recall.
I want to give you a quick rundown of Isak.
Yeah.
From game week 14, he played Liverpool, 11 points. Brentford, 8 points. Leicester. This is from game week 14, mind you. Leicester, 11 points. Ipswich, 17 points. Villa, 8 points. United, 7 points. Tottenham, 7 points. Wolves, 16 points. Blanks against Bournemouth in 22 for the first time in 8 straight game weeks.
Yeah.
And then he gets 13 points against Southampton. And then he blanked against Fulham. What do you think he's going to do against Man City?
Exactly.
I predict 13 points, my friend. I don't want to lie to you. I predict 13 points. I have no faith whatsoever in Man City and that defense. Isak is going to run rapid. Nottingham Forest showed they were vulnerable against Bournemouth.
Correct.
Newcastle can give them hands as well.
So how do we explain managers that are shipping him out now?
Liverpool is the only bad fixture.
Is it rookie mistakes?
Not rookie mistakes. I get it. Because they're playing the EFL Cup final. So Liverpool and Newcastle are going to blank in 29. And then both those teams because of the final. So if they blank in 29 and the next 2 fixtures he has is Man City, Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. And the only good decent fixture he has in between there is West Ham, who just acquired the services of David Moyes. No, not David Moyes, sorry. Graham Potter. And look like they might be on the rise.
Yeah.
I get it. Maybe for the next 4 weeks, Isak might score very poorly, and then you bring him back in game week 30.
Yeah.
for
And
that
you
run
just
towards the
hope
end of the
hope
season.
that he doesn't score that 13 against Manchester City.
Man City is catching hands, my friend.
And-
If I was
and-
to remove Isak, I'm
and
removing him
he
after Man
blanks.
City. I'm removing him after Man City. But yeah, I think for those who want to play it safe, you can sell him now.
Yeah.
Bring him in back game week 30
Yeah.
for that last run of fixtures, depending on his form
Correct.
in 5 game weeks from now.
And also, most importantly, we are at a cheap strategy season right now, so it's very important that whatever you do with your transfers, you need to at least have started planning out your cheap strategy, because for some of the managers, you might be going for a transfer strategy in conjunction with all the other chips that you have. But we're gonna have a detailed breakdown of at least three chip strategies for managers that they can possibly take going into the next game week. But yeah, thanks for that, Mario. Wolves, they get some points. I think I don't recall the last time I said Wolves got some points, 3 points. But they won 2-0 against Aston Villa. And Aston Villa that did some good shopping at this transfer window, in my opinion. And I don't know if you were watching the Tottenham game. I watched the highlights, but it just looked like it was Aston Villa capable of scoring every time they attacked.
Yeah, I heard that.
Tottenham.
But then, I mean, that's Spurs.
Sure.
First of all.
I'm sure Poro had a contribution
You and
somewhere in the
Poro, I
goals.
don't know what Poro
But-
did. Did he take a
but-
chick or something? But, I mean...
He took my points.
Give Poro a break, I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tottenham is not by any means the most defensively solid
Where's
team.
Ange going to end up? Where do you think in the next 10 games? Is he still going to be a manager for...
Man, Spurs have no ambition. Spurs is a spatchcock chicken. Just waiting for the Nando sauce to be served up on a platter.
Yeah.
That's Spurs. And then if it can get if it can throw a wing or two in its defense, maybe throw up a damn thick kick to the head.
Yeah.
Then it can, but for most of the season, spatchcock. So but then I take that with a grain of salt. But I heard Unai's comments on him just wanting to help Rashford get back to the best that he can get back to. I'm giggling to myself because I'm thinking about Jadon Sancho commenting on Rashford's post.
Regarding fighting relegation and continuing to Champions League.
No, just him moving to Villa, and it's like freedom.
Yeah. Oh, hectic.
Yeah, the Man United fans.
Hectic.
I had him.
Hectic.
I'm sure one of you guys will probably in the comments. So. Yes, yeah. But then, I think he'll do well there at Villa under Unai. And Asensio, from what I heard, played well as well, combined well with Rashford. It rejuvenated. I don't know where Marcos Asensio is coming from. Where is he even coming from?
I have no idea.
From the
It's
dead,
definitely
probably.
not from Madrid.
From Death Valley.
It's definitely not from Madrid.
Probably from Death Valley. It's the Undertaker now.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen that guy in a minute. But yeah.
I have an interesting player I wanted to talk about, Mari. Sorry to cut you there.
No, go ahead.
Man United, I know our technical team isn't going to enjoy this one, but Man United caught hands at home, 2-0.
Unsurprisingly.
And guess who scored? Unsurprisingly. Mateta with the brace. And we've been speaking about Mateta. We started speaking about him a couple of game weeks back. So if there was a manager out there who's listening, Dixon, probably you were listening, we should check Dixon's team. He might have Mateta.
Yeah.
Game week 20, Mateta, 8 points. Game week 21, 8 points. Game week 22, 13 points. He blanks in game week 23 and he comes back again with 13 points. This is Mateta. He's picking up on that form that he left towards the end of the season.
Mateta in that Palace side is class. I think he plays
Next level.
plays very well.
Such a
More clinical than Jackson by far. Yeah, get out of my football.
Jackson.
You're catching strays. I'm frustrated by Chelsea, bro.
Yeah.
No, I don't wanna.
We'll get to Chelsea.
Let's not even get there. I think we've went through enough.
Okay.
But sure. Let me not say, but I'm frustrated by Chelsea. Extremely frustrated by them. We won. Yes, you can talk about it. Yeah, we won, but then we got knocked out of the FA Cup. Will we win on Friday? Who knows? Need maybe 2 own goals or something. Yeah, but then Mateta, quite impressive. Munez, the assist and the clean sheet. 3 bonus points. My nigga.
Hundreds.
But yeah,
on Chelsea, yes.
On the bench, yeah, horrible. Horrible for me.
Munoz, of course, 11 points. Yes.
Yeah. But then, yeah, I'm impressed. Palace playing a bottom half of the table side.
All right. Before we move on,
but you got to still win those games. As poor as the opposition is, you still got to win the game.
How far are they from relegation?
I'm sure they're like 7-9 points.
7-9 points active. We'll keep monitoring. Since you don't want to talk about Chelsea, we're going to talk about Arsenal winning 5 against Manchester City. I mean, Arsenal is not performing at their best.
Not even close.
How is this how bad City has become this season?
It is how bad.
Where is the pride? Where is the be humble? Who was saying that? Wasn't that
Haaland to what's this boy's name?
To Gabriel,
no, to Scully. No, he said it to Arteta. He said, "Stay humble" to Arteta after beating them earlier on in the season, and then that's Lewis Scully.
Yeah.
The youth player who obviously has been promoted to the side, to Premier League side. He's a talented player.
Yeah.
Went to Haaland and told him, "No, you can't speak to my manager like that." And then he's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
To Lewis Scully, like. I don't know this nigga. Who the fuck are you? Are you a fan or something? Pulling up.
What happened this past weekend?
And then Scully, it's been starting for Arsenal. He's been scoring goals, assisting, been playing quite well. Scores a banger. I won't lie, absolute banger.
Something that Haaland would wish he had scored.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Runs over to the corner flag and does Haaland's patented Zen. For legs crossed over, and it seemed planned. Didn't that look kind of planned? Because the Arsenal fans, the Arsenal players they stand around him, and they're all like watching him do the celebration in the corner, like picking him up, egging him
the sides, the visuals,
egging him on, and I'm like, nah. These motherfuckers like petty as Kendrick Lamar. They've been planning. Like Kendrick bringing out Serena and says, Drake's sexy. Yeah, but Serena petty as hell.
All right, let's move on.
So
we'll get on to a proper segment.
No, that's Scully. No, but then it's still FPL related.
With Serena and Drake.
It's still FPL related because I'm saying Scully was Serena with the two. You can put a little two. I'm sure they won't block the video, but anyway. Embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. 5-1.
It's shocking.
By Arsenal.
You
can't allow such.
The
student is thrashing the master.
Yeah, I know.
But Arsenal played well, I guess. They haven't been playing that consistently the whole season. They're going back and forth with Nottingham Forest for that second position. But if I think Liverpool's already gone. I don't see Arsenal. Arsenal don't win leagues. They don't win trophies. So as long as Arsenal is second, Liverpool
there's a buffer between us and whoever's trying to chase.
They're basically a buffer, like a curtain.
100%. We're not even gonna stutter when we say that. We know that Arsenal they're not going anywhere. Green and red arrows, my friend. How is it looking on your side?
The red, actually, funny enough.
How are you on red?
About 78 points.
How are you on red? 78 points. No, man. I think you have 2. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at my team.
I've got 2 green arrows.
Oh, it's a bloodbath.
And then it's red.
It's a bloodbath.
That's what happens when you're on top. I'm lying. I'm like
should I drop the numbers?
Middle of the pack. I'm like 4 million overall. 3.9 game week.
There's a game to go.
2.8 second chance league.
Maybe things might change.
Unless Konate goes and scores a hat trick when Dia goes and scores a hat trick and
Yeah,
has 2 assists, and
never gonna
Everton
happen.
beat Liverpool like 5, or they go 5-5, and Salah goes and scores 5 goals on one side, and Dia goes and
And
scores
Mateo
5.
goes on to open
And Dia goes and
unattainable game.
scores 5 goals on the other side, and it's a 5-goal sailor with my player scoring 5 goals apiece. Then yeah.
I love Fantasy Premier League, the way that we predict things and probabilities in our favor. But Mario, you scored 78 points. You captain Salah, like most managers did.
Yeah.
You are 221 points off Mateo, currently, who's leading our mini league.
200 and what?
21
From first.
from first.
That's not too bad. It's
And he-
better than I
and-
thought.
And he played triple
Coming
captain.
for you, Mateo. Coming for you. I still
And-
got my triple captain. When I triple captain, my guy is gonna score 100 points, and that 100 points is gonna be 300. I mean,
And you're gonna play your
math-
assistant manager.
Listen. The
And you're
math
gonna
is
play your
solid.
assistant manager, and he's also gonna get
And then
some
he's gonna
50
get
points.
like 40 because I'm gonna play it on Southampton's manager, and then Southampton's gonna go on a run where they win 3 games in a row, and all of the teams they beat, they're gonna beat them with 3 goals and clean sheets, and they're gonna be 5 places ahead.
You heard, Mateo. You better watch
You
out.
better watch your back,
You
man.
better watch out. Mario is coming for you. Away from
the math
221
is,
points
the math
behind.
is solid, man. Do the math.
I'm 81. I got 81 points. Also Captain Salah. And I'm 141 points behind Mateo. So if Mario can catch you, Mateo, I can catch you.
And I don't worry, he chokes at the end of the season.
We shall see, Mateo. Be careful. But standout players, Mario. Chris Wood. We're speaking about Chris Wood.
Hey.
17 points. That's what he has. And he's currently voted king of the game week with a point ahead of Salah. But we know what's going to happen. Salah just playing. He's already going to surpass Wood.
Wood definitely had a hard on
For Brighton.
Right.
Hundreds. And he scored 3 goals. He had a hat-trick. 7.1 million. And is currently owned by 42.7% managers. Although he's 4th currently in one of the most transferred out players, he still has a high ownership.
Nottingham Forest have trash fixtures.
Yeah.
I think I need to get rid of Ilanga as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 12 points, but
And they do not have a double game week, possibly. No, nothing. All right.
They don't win trophies or cups, do they? Like Arsenal.
We have Salah also. Salah is currently sitting second. 16 points. 2 goals that he scored. He has a game that he's still going to play tomorrow.
Probably going to finish first.
13.7 million. That's his current market value, owned by 71.5% of managers. So, yeah, I think that's a no-brainer there. Gibbs White. I saw you have Ilanga. You have Ilanga. Yes, some. With that Notting side in the past 10 games, you could have picked anyone. There were points everywhere.
Yeah, Gibbs White. You know, funny
Ilanga.
enough, now I want to tell you something. When I started this season, I saw Nottingham Forest, the way they ended last season and the pre-season they had. If you go look at my team for the first 6 game weeks, I had Gibbs White in my team. I had Gibbs White because he is the glue that puts that team together.
So
He's the conductor, he's the captain. It doesn't work without him in that team.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
he's so selfless. He is the passer before the pass that is the goal.
And they sold. Who did
So
they sell? Brennan Johnson. He also came from Notting. Ne? Brennan Johnson. Was it not in Notting? Before Ilanga went to Notting. Was it not Brennan Johnson who was playing where Ilanga is playing?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
He's a Spurs player.
Yeah, but proceed, go on.
I don't quite remember, notable. So, like, Nottingham Forest have been coming with it.
Yeah.
They have a solid team.
Yeah.
They brought in Ilanga, who's been playing very well from United.
Yeah.
They have Hudson-Odoi, who's an impact player off the bench from Chelsea. And then obviously they have the Gibbs White, who's through and through a Nottingham Forest player. He's been there from when they were down in the bottom
Yeah.
till now, since he was a young boy, if I'm not mistaken, 18 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They brought in Chris Wood. They brought in Aina from Chelsea as well, it's academy. They got Sal. What's the keeper?
There's our academy player as well. I think he's what's his name? I forgot his name. But anyway, the Welsh, I think
But
he's
then the
Welsh.
work has been there, and I mean, they're just reaping the rewards. I mean, they've got hungry young players
Yeah.
who are touted to be big prospect players while at academies, at Chelsea, at Liverpool, like you say,
Yeah. So
and at Manchester United. So
if you slept and you were not eating somewhere, I don't know how you didn't get Chris Wood, but
yeah,
anyway,
I don't know. I think
day.
there's some Muti in the air that's been slanning.
The very same one that got you with Haaland.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the worst game week. I'm just missing players by a margin. Even the ones that the niche ones that I usually get. I don't know what's happening. They just
the little black book is not doing the things there. But yeah, Gibbs White 16 points, currently joint equal with Salah. He's got a goal, 2 assists, 6.4 million. That's his market value, and he's owned by 4.8% of managers. Can you believe it? So he's still a partially differential player.
A real differential. 4.8% is nothing.
Below 5. But yeah, that is how our standings currently sit. As we said, this is how it stands before the game week goes. But I have some interesting facts from this current game week that's going on, right? Regarding our mini league and the top 10 managers. First is the top 2 managers have both played chips. Moteo, who currently sits number 1, he played his triple captain. And second manager there is, he played the assistant manager. We've been speaking about the assistant manager. So Petro played an assistant manager, and he's currently sitting on 93 points. Motero, who played triple captain, is currently sitting on 111. So the man is still going to chow, as Mario said earlier. You know, that leopard that is sitting on a tree with an impala, going
licking his lamb licking his chops there.
And then the second interesting fact is that 5 out of the top 10 managers played the assistant manager. They're cooking, and these are the top 5 managers.
Those guys were awake to it. They saw that Liverpool were gonna beat Spurs because Spurs is weak and they're poor, and they're the trash of North London. And Liverpool took out the trash.
Yeah.
So they saw it, and that resulted in Liverpool being rewarded or being disadvantaged. Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
With the added fixture next week, making it 2 back-to-back double game weeks.
Correct.
Making this assistant manager
the most deadliest,
the most
chip
potent
played
it probably could have been and
season.
will be for the remainder of this season.
Yeah. And the top 5 managers played it. Exactly. So it says a lot for anyone who's not in the top 5 right now, and their prospects of catching them.
The
if
only
you
way
are a step ahead if you're reacting.
The only way I believe it can be more potent than this is if you save it maybe for the end of the season. Maybe the last 6 fixtures. And you look at the teams who have an actual shot at surviving relegation, who are actually in form.
Yeah.
You put it on one of their managers for the last 3 games, because most likely they'll play opposition above them.
Correct.
Hopefully 5 places above them, and win some of those games, and you'll get 10 points for a win.
And most mid-team teams tend to not have anything to lose.
Exactly. And then that's where you can pick up with that.
Mario is onto something. We're going to give you all of those details of the fixtures that you guys can look out for the remainder of the season in order to catch up. But lastly, on the quick interesting facts, 4 out of the top 10 managers played the triple captain. It's a high-scoring party.
And I think a couple of them had already played it with Haaland, and he was on that record-breaking start of the season.
Yeah.
Before Man City became spatchcock chicken number 2. Please step forward.
But let's move on, Mario. Just also quickly for the managers, so that you know, as I said, we're still going to go into detail in the next episode on the chip strategies that you guys can adopt. But something to look out for. Game week 25, we have a double game week for Liverpool and Aston Villa. So another opportunity to play an assistant manager. I think it's probably the second best
if you don't
time
play,
to play the assistant manager right now. I do remember that you can substitute a manager out as well. So it's not like when you have him, he sits there, you can substitute him.
The problem is you're limited for 3 game weeks.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to weigh your pros and your cons.
Correct. And also, what's most important is the funds. You need funds. So I think one of the reasons why for me last weekend was not even an option, I did not have the funds to bring in the likes of Arne Slot.
Funny enough, I did. I've got 3 million in the bank, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken,
no.
3.1.
Could have gotten 2 Arne Slots.
I could have gotten 2 on his
And
slot.
slot him in.
And slot him in.
So, game week 29, we have a big game week. Sorry, we have a blank game week. Sorry, apologies for that. We have a blank game week.
Wrong B, my friend.
Yeah, wrong B. One of those teams being Liverpool and Newcastle. So you also need to pay attention to see how exactly you're going to manage game week 29. There will be more fixtures, I believe. I think if my notes serve me well, game week 29, yes, there's the EFL Cup final. So Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Crystal Palace. They're all blanking. So if you have those teams in your team, you need to start planning on what you're going to do about that. Are you going to play a free hit, or are you going to transfer your way into resolving the issues that you're going to get in game week 29? So managers...
probably, it might be the biggest blank, seeing as the FA Cup final is played on the weekend and not during the week.
Yeah.
And it's the weekend it plays, no other Premier League games play.
Yeah.
And it's at the end of the season.
Correct.
So no, this might be the biggest blank, but
29 could be the biggest blank.
Progression in other European competitions might also.
There's a lot of permutations that are gonna play
because of midweek fixtures.
Hundreds.
That might still change that, but yeah, 4 teams out, 4 big important teams.
Hundreds. And most managers are loaded on Liverpool assets, so most of us are probably gonna be sitting on 3.
And a lot are looking at Aston Villa assets, because they have such good fixtures.
And now you'll have to ship them out for 29.
With the double game week coming up in 25.
Yeah, you have Munoz also. You're part of the managers that have to worry about Crystal Palace players.
Yeah, and I don't have the benefit of a double game week.
And Newcastle 25. As well. At least some managers are starting to ship out the likes of Isak.
Hence, I had that explanation that even though they might give Man City a hand, they play City, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool,
and that ends there.
West Ham,
that puts you in game week 29.
And then
hundreds. Managers, I hope you're taking notes, but luckily you can always rewind this and watch it at your own convenience.
And rewind, pause right.
So to proceed also again, we have game week 33. That is also a big double game week. We have close to 10 teams that are possibly going to be playing. We're going to get into the cheap strategies, as I said, the next game week. So I'm just giving you an appetizer for what to expect in the next episode. So game week 33, it's a big double
free hit
game week, hundreds, or a bench boost. I think that's probably the best play time to play a bench boost.
And 29?
No, 33.
No, I mean 29.
Yes.
Bench boost,
yeah.
33.
Yeah, so 29, you can play a free hit, you can play a wild card. It's up to you. As I said, the strategies that we're going to give you in the next game week, you can decide on which one works for you. And that includes either playing a free hit, a wild card, or possibly working around transfers, to sort out your team building up to game week 29. But more of that in the next episode. But just to finalize this, so that you at least are also planning ahead and not make too many rational decisions just for game week 25, we also have a blank game week on 34 due to the FA Cup semi-final. And we also have a small double game week, but it's yet to be confirmed in game week 36. But more of these details we're going to give you as the news come in and the fixtures get updated. But do look out for the next episode for the cheap strategies. We're going to give you up to 3 cheap strategies that you guys can apply to navigate the remainder of the season. Call it the second Shaky Warrior phase of the season, right?
The most important Shaky Warrior.
The most important one.
Of the season.
Yeah, you have no excuses there. But Mario, let's move on to the fixtures, and I also want to touch on...
I don't know how I feel about using Shaky Warrior anymore after what they did to Drake. That's a conversation for another day.
What do you want? It's a squabble up season. Is it a squabble up season? What is it?
It's the way we see if they're like us or not.
Yeah.
No, they're not like us season. Maybe we change it to that.
Nah.
Drake,
Let us know what you guys think on the comments in the
they're
socials.
not like us season or the Shaky Warriors.
Give us some suggestions, guys. We'd really appreciate that on the comments, and we will decide on exactly what it is to go with.
Still love Drake though. Hey, my nigga, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
Did you see that? Okay, well, let's not digress. But the fixtures, Mario. Let's talk about the fixtures and the possible captaincy choices, right? We do have a few fixtures here. I think I'll speak of the ones that have double game weeks, because I think most managers are going to be targeting those fixtures, right, for the maximum points. Aston Villa, they play Ipswich and Liverpool. We know that they, as I said earlier, they did some great shopping, in my opinion. They've brought in some good reinforcements, attacking wise, and we saw that blueprint unfolding in the FA Cup against Tottenham. And then there's also Liverpool. Liverpool play Wolves, and then they also play Aston Villa. Salah is in probably the best form of his season. You have doubled up, tripled up. You have Gakpo, you have Salah, you have Konate at the back, and you have another double game week that's coming. Your thoughts maybe for the managers and what to do, and possibly best captain candidate?
Double game week Liverpool, double game week Villa. Liverpool play Wolves and Villa in that double game week. Wolves at home. I'm not sure it's Villa at home as well, or away. But Villa have been up and down. I don't expect them to get the balance right immediately with the new players. So obviously I fancy Salah against Wolves. Wolves have been. That's what I'm saying. That when I spoke about the relegation battle at the end, Wolves is there. It's there for the taking. So definitely good fixtures for Liverpool. Salah probably number one captain choice right now. Amongst players, midfielders ranked that have double game weeks, that are ranked 7.5 and below. Luis Diaz predicted 9.4 million for the next upcoming double game week.
Okay.
9.4 points, man.
Yeah.
Soboslai 8.5. He's been returning quite a bit, attacking more than regular. Rogers is 8.5 as well. Morgan Rogers, probably the best player at Aston Villa.
He had a great FA Cup.
Not just the FA Cup. I mean, just if you look at his Premier League fixtures going back, he's got a hat trick as well. I mean,
basically everything that Una is planning revolves around Rogers. Because I think
right now he's the best player.
Right now, when I watch him, he's either the assist or the score.
Literally saved Villa a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
I think he's the best player at Villa right now.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm not saying in general. Obviously, Ollie Watkins holds a higher value because he's done it on a more consistent basis.
Yeah.
But he's younger. Morgan Rogers is younger. And he's exciting. And he's extremely skilled. And he's the originator of the Cole Palmer. So we have to thank him for that. But Telemans is so high up there with McAllister.
Yeah.
So it's between Liverpool and Aston Villa assets because of those fixtures, that the double game week. But I mean, I'd also take a sharp look at Clavett and Dango and Semenya. They're at Bournemouth. They have good fixtures coming up. They have Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, who just got 7. Tottenham Hotspur, who couldn't stop a common cold, who couldn't stop a rolling ball that's kicked by a 5-year-old kid to pass the white line. I don't know what they could stop. But I think with Brentford as well playing West Ham might have a bounce back. Arsenal, Leicester, good fixture. But those are the fixtures that stand out for me. We were talking about upcoming fixtures.
Fixtures, correct. Yeah, and then captaincy. We spoke about Salah being possibly the best candidate. I agree.
Yeah, I think Salah takes number one there. Probably Morgan Rogers number 2. Or Gakpo.
Okay.
But I would play around those double fixture maybe it's scary to take a chance with Salah with the form Salah is in. So he probably gets the armband.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna give a vice captain to someone, it's probably somewhere around the Rodgers.
Yeah.
Maybe if you wanna take a punt on Ollie Watkins, if you have him. And I wouldn't bring him
Isak hat-trick
Isak
against Manchester City.
But my friend, it's one game. Are you gonna really?
I'm
I'm not arguing that Man City is weak, but I mean,
it's too much of a gamble.
It's one game. Morgan Rogers could hurt Liverpool. And who are they playing the other fixture?
They play Ipswich at home.
Oh, come on. I mean, if there's a time for all nice things to come together, for the pots to cook, it's in that fixture.
Hundreds. You heard managers, as Mario did say, those are the fixtures that he's looking out for.
And the captains.
I wouldn't disagree, including the captaincy. But now we have a new segment that we've brought in, which I think you guys are going to love. And we're going to start off with, I can kick this one off since I'm always kicking the ball to your side, Mario. But we call it the manager show and tell. So basically, as you will be seeing now on the screen, my team is coming up. And basically, this is the team that I currently have lined up that I'll be fielding going into Game Week 25. So pretty much the only thing that has changed is just a transfer to bring in Milenko. Milenko? Is that how I pronounce his name? Milenko. Yes, the Everton defender. I brought in Milenko. I got rid of Lewis Hall. Like I was saying earlier.
So let me get this correct. You left Milenko when he had a double game week. Now you bring him in when he only has one game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, again, as I said, the assistant manager needs you to have money. So,
you're planning.
I needed to free up some money.
You want to bring in on a slot
in order to play my strategy. So, I'm currently sitting right there, putting it out there that my trigger is on activating the assistant manager. I have enough funds to do so. And yeah, that's currently the reason why I played that move in order to get some funds there. I did say this, I think on the previous pod, that I feel like I have a decent team. I have a team that is able to withstand a lot of difficult fixtures. I've been scoring above average, I don't know, for the past 5 to 10 game weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Probably I'm lying. I could be lying with one or two that are just slightly under. But I needed to free up some money. So that's the reason for my transfer. I did have Digne that I did bring in, I think, 2 game weeks back or a game week back. I'm happy about that. There's a double game week that is coming up in game week 25. So hopefully maybe they can keep a clean sheet against Ipswich, and possibly because he also brings in attacking points, possibly I could be able to get something from Digne and this new revived attacking Aston Villa side. So I'm hoping that there's something to be charred there. I didn't speak of my goalkeeper. I've decided to drop Cells.
Yeah, a lot of changes for a person who scored 81 pending.
Who scored?
Who scored 81 pending final results. Yeah,
so I did. So I dropped Cells. I brought in Raya. He plays Leicester City. I don't think that's a no-brainer. Yeah. I'd rather have Raya coming in instead of playing Cells against Fulham, who just literally chowed Newcastle 2-1. So that is my reasoning behind that. I've kept Mbeumo. I think there was a discussion about letting go of Mbeumo. I don't know if it was something that you brought up on the pod. It was not you, know.
It's West Ham. It's not that difficult.
Correct. So I have Mbeumo.
It could go either way.
It could.
With the new manager
bounce. Correct. And I think I took a minus. I could have taken a minus because I've brought in Dango. Yes, I think I took a minus. Yeah. Or maybe I had two transfers. I'll just have to confirm.
Yes, man.
I'll just have to confirm.
Why do you keep on copying me, though?
What do you mean I'm copying you?
You're making it difficult to
How many managers brought in Dango and Clivert right now? This guy.
I should have brought in Calvert.
We're going to get to your team, my friend. Relax.
I regret.
So I brought in Dango, and I think it's also a no-brainer. Southampton, also funds-wise, he was a cheaper option to Clivert, and I would have gone for Clivert, but I felt that I needed to reserve some money in order for me to also exercise my options with my assistant manager chip. I still have Kopama. I'm not shipping Kopama out. I know some managers have been shipping him out, saying this and that, but for me, he's one of the core players of my team, and I prefer to keep my core intact. Mo Salah, I think it's a no-brainer. He has a double game week against Wolves and Aston Villa. He's also currently holding my captain's armband, and it's likely going to be the case. And my vice is currently sitting with Cody Gakpo. Also, he has a double game week going into this double game week 25. I don't have Rodgers. I don't plan on bringing Rodgers, so I cannot go with the suggestion that Mario did bring. But I think it's a brilliant suggestion if you do have the likes of Rodgers on your team, in order to sort of like differentiate in case things do go south for Liverpool, because this is football, right? I still have Chris Wood, who rewarded me handsomely, in the past game week with the hat trick. So I'm gonna keep my faith with Chris Wood. I still believe that there's still some points to be earned, more especially even though he's going to play Fulham away. I feel like he can sneak one in the win.
Yeah, no, I think he's still capable, and obviously we've taken enough minuses already.
Correct. So. I don't really have much of an option, right? Yeah. And then I have Alexander Isak. I'm super loyal to Isak. I transferred him out once, and he had a triangle against Liverpool. He scored. And I think immediately after that, I brought him back in, and I've never regretted it. So I'm going to keep Isak until probably game week 29. I haven't decided on my chip strategy, but after we give you the chip strategies for this coming game week, I'll also tell you possibly which one I'm likely going to go with. But he's still part of my plans, and also looking into past game week 29 and around this chip strategy. But as I said, I'll give you more details on that. So yeah, that's how it's sitting. My bench has Gordon, I've Kwanzaa, and I've Colwell and Sals. And Mario, maybe how does your team look going into this game?
So you've played your assistant manager chip?
I haven't activated it, but obviously, as I said, my transfers were influenced by me pulling the trigger.
Okay, I've got Raya in goal.
Okay.
No brainer.
Why are you copying me?
Leicester away. Muniz against Everton at home. Konate.
So you see Palace and Everton.
It's just I don't want to waste a transfer on a defender.
Okay.
I don't really expect to change much around when it comes to the defense. Maybe I might make one transfer, depending. But Konate, because of the double game week, of course.
Yep.
Gabriel. I still got that Arsenal defense double up.
I can see.
Which has killed a lot of us managers.
A lot. And you've had him for quite some time.
But yeah.
And now you're going to double up, and you hope that Leicester does not spoil your party then.
Yeah, I find it difficult to believe. Arsenal might even draw this game 0-0, knowing Arsenal. But
why not 1-1?
I've got Elang there against Fulham away. I haven't sent him off to the wall yet. But there's Newcastle and Arsenal, so future plans is probably he's gonna bite a bullet. I've got Dango like you.
When did you bring in Dango?
Bloody copycat.
When did you bring in Dango?
I brought him in now.
Now, right?
Yeah.
So we were probably not conspiring, because that's what everyone else was gonna say.
I wanted to bring in Clevitt. I was like, I like Dango a little bit. I feel like it's a bit more aggressive. There's a little bit more to prove.
Yeah.
Clevitt is comfortable. He's on penalties and what. But then, yeah, now that I think about it, maybe Clevitt because of the penalty situation. But
and
Dango,
you brought him in to get rid of Ismail Issa, I see.
No.
Or you still have Ismail Issa? Wilson.
Yeah. It's got a triangle. Palmer, of course. It's more emotional. It's a more emotional thing than anything else, because for a player who cost what he costs, with the form he's been in,
11.2 million.
Okay, let me not hate too much. He's just blanked twice in the last 3, but before that he had 10 and 10.
Yeah.
2 points, 10 again. Had 18 points, a little bit down there, 14. Okay, yeah. Hey, sometimes a player blanks twice.
And then all of a sudden you forget he's been
quality.
The hero. He's been the reason why you are where you are.
Yeah, but then as much as it's an emotional decision, of course, Cole Palmer's quality. Salah remains for the foreseeable future, because Liverpool is kind of fixture proof at the moment. And I expect them to give Man City a hiding in 29. I might play my free hit in 29 depending on how many players are blanking. I've got Gakpo. Salah is my captain. Gakpo is my vice. Two fixtures coming up as well.
The team all looks like mine.
Yeah, it's more or less. I've got Ndiaye. He plays Palace away. He might go to the bench. I might sell Ismail Sarr. Okay, no, I might sell Elang and bring in someone.
Have you made a transfer? You said you've made a transfer. No?
Yeah, I might take a minus again.
Okay.
But yeah, Elang might bite a bullet, and I bring in someone. You'll see. You'll see, because I'll send him the screenshot. I'll try and do it. If I decide, I'll try and do it before. And then when I say that someone, my man here will circle the someone.
Yeah.
And you'll see who that someone is. Let's call it a mystery player. Rey Mysterio. But yeah. Isak, he's going to get a hat-trick against Man City. So I don't really need to worry about him till 29.
All right.
The bench is Ismail Sarr, Sanchez, who's lost favour with Chelsea. Hall, who probably might bite a bullet, and Faiz from Leicester.
100. You heard, that is our starting 11 going into game week 25. The best manager win, Mario. As you see, when we start, we do talk about the scorings, and as you can see now, our teams are right there. So, for managers, if there are any changes that maybe you might suggest or things that you're probably considering in your team, we'd like to hear that on the comments. Do let us know. We're available on all socials. And Mario, let's quickly move on to our mini league standings. We've been speaking about Moteo. Moteo, you're getting some good airtime, because you're doing very well, deservingly so, because your tactics have been on point. Colon Jesus, first, Moteo, 1,572 points, sitting at the summit of game week 39 mini league. Shout out to Moteo. He's been on the pod. We play 5-a-side together at Hatfield.
Play 5-a-side.
I'm going back this weekend for the first time since I think half of last year. But yeah, man, shout out to Moteo. You're doing amazing. So keep it up there, Moteo. And second, Petro. Petro remained second. You were leapfrogged by Moteo. You maintain second position. You are sitting on 1,564 points. So shout out to Petro there. Also, a former, manager has been on the pod. Those that have been with the pod, they know Petro. Well done there at Devils. And then we have JP. JP got dethroned from first position to third position.
How the mighty have fallen.
So JP, class of 24, another great manager that has been on the pod a number of times. So shout out to JP there, sitting in third position with 1,562 points. So just 2 points shy from second position. We don't know what the triple captain that Moteo has played is going to do, to number 2 and number 3. But we shall see as the remainder of the game week unfolds. But this brings us to the end, Mario. Game week 25. The deadline is this Friday, the 14th, Valentine's Day, 8:30. So.
Oh, it's gonna be a bloody Valentine when Chelsea comes to town. Let's hope they can do what they failed to do over the weekend against Brighton.
Yeah, my friend. So.
Yeah, no Valentines for me. It means I'm gonna be watching Chelsea. Sorry.
So before managers, you go on, the dates with the madams. They make sure that your team is sorted, make sure that your bench is on point, and make sure that everything is secured, because you don't want to be checking your phone while you're sitting there by the table with madam there. We know that it might not go down well. But Mario, in closing, going into game week 25.
There's a lot that's coming our way at the end of the season. Come to an end, almost the end of a very long season. Got the last stretch. Chips important. Strategy is important. Injuries. And obviously the numbers. Because you know what I always say. Men lie, women lie, but numbers never lie, baby.
Numbers never lie. You heard from us. And we shall call it. And we shall see you guys in the next episode. We out. Cheers.
Peace.